Welcome back to Mind Matters with Dr. Michelle. If you're just joining us, in the studio is Dr. Pam McCaskill, owner of McCaskill Family Services.
You got it.
I got it, okay. So what do horses have to do with therapy and healing? Well, Dr. Pam is going to tell us all about it. She is an expert in equine therapy, and she's going to go over all the benefits. And actually, first you're going to break down what it actually is. Dr. Pam, thank you.
Oh, thank you, and I'm very happy to be here as well. So as a clinical psychologist, I work with children, teens, and families in an office setting and have for many, many years. But one of the things that we found out is the connection between animals and humans is very powerful. And in particular with horses, horses tend to have a sixth sense about people, and the connection between a horse and a human can actually help a person heal from pain or suffering or distress, depression, anxiety, all the stuff that you talk about on the show here. So bringing the horse and the person together seems to create an environment of hope and healing beyond really sometimes what we can even do in an office setting. So. Great.
And so how often I'm all for alternative treatments, and we talked about this a little bit. I know that a lot of times people think as psychologists we only sit in an office and talk to people. There's our chair and there's the couch, but that couldn't be further from the truth. So how is this different from your traditional black couch therapy?
Right, no, exactly. And people have all kinds of impressions of what psychologists do, and I'm really actually happy that you're doing this show because there's so much more. We teach strategies and tools for coping with life or how to handle depression, and some of those strategies that you can learn in the office only stay in the office. So when we bring the person into the equestrian club or the barn, we're working out at the Brighton Equestrian Club, where we have horses that are comfortable with people. So they actually practice some of the coping strategies or the work in battling their anxiety or their depression or stress actually with their horse partner. So you have to be in a very calm state in order to work with a horse and to get a horse to move in a certain direction. I mean, they're a 1,500-pound animal, so you can't just tell a horse to move.
Right.
But you have to kind of develop a relationship with that horse, and it's that inner peace part that allows you to connect. And people that are suffering with intense grief or hardships or trauma, like your previous guest, and kind of she says, you know, I just stayed home and it was just my kids. Well, you know, some people don't have the drive of their children to pull them out, so they stick at home and they stay in this very, very dark place. And through that connection with their equine partner, something happens that goes well beyond what I can see as a clinical psychologist. There's something that the horse does that pulls that person out of that very deep, dark place, sometimes for the first time. So I can say, hey, you know, like, do this, go exercise, go, I mean, we've heard all this stuff, sleep better, eat better. But until they experience what joy or hope is, they can't use the strategies necessarily that I'm teaching them. And it's that connection that allows them to do that.
And I would imagine, like you said, animals are very intuitive. So if you are with a horse and you're feeling extremely anxious, it's easy to project that on to that horse, right? And so then that's probably not a horse that's, you know, feeling like interacting with you at that moment.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about, is we can watch the behavior of the horses and as the psychologists say, okay, what are you putting out there right now? You know, you're thinking way too much about your future and what's happening, you know, with your chronic illness or whatever else you're struggling with. But get in your moment and let's settle this horse down through finding that space where you're present in your moment at this exact time. That's a lot of mindfulness psychology, but we can actually teach it in the barn. But it's more like a nice equestrian center,
right.
But it's
better than a barn, right?
Yeah.
It's more upscale than the barn. So if I refer someone to you, would they get to ride the horse? How does that go?
Yeah. Actually, most people are surprised it's not about riding the horse. And in fact, many of our participants, it's in small group formats, and that works, again, to help people feel connected with other people that are going through the same thing. So you can either do it individual or group, but you actually walk in, and most of the work that we do is on the ground. So some people have never even been around a horse, which are our favorite people, because they have no judgments or expectations, and they're very similar to the horse. The horse comes in with no judgments, and so we oftentimes don't even get up on horse. Now, if there's participants that are equine trained or have a lot of experience, we can actually do some riding, but most often it's groundwork.
And so how long is a session? Like when somebody comes to our office for something, we are usually with them, let's say the traditional 50-minute session. How long is this type of session?
So with the small groups, which are just about 4 to 6 people, it's 90 minutes.
Okay.
So we have enough time to navigate the process with the horse. And the more individual sessions are about an hour.
So who benefits from this? Like, is it a specific client? Is it one who's experiencing anxiety, anger, you know, just poor problem solving? Like, is it for a specific condition, or would you say that pretty much anyone can benefit from this?
So I have found everyone can benefit from this, honestly, and I know that. But we have teenagers who are struggling with suicide, cutting, like really the depths of depression. We have teen boys who are kind of bucking the system, for lack of a better word, you know, and maybe trying to find their place. We have adults who are participating in practicing mindfulness. My mom, who's 75 years old, did one of our groups. She has a chronic illness, and she found like new life through this and a reason to kind of live, because she wasn't feeling that for a while. So it really goes across the age span.
Okay. And so, Dr. Pam, how can we find you?
So we are out at the Brighton Equestrian Club in Brighton, Michigan. And you can visit our website at McCaskillFamilyServices.com or the Brighton Equestrian Club, and give us a call, and we'll help you get connected to one of our groups. And we have all of the groups listed on our website as well, so you can find if there's a group for you. And we'd be happy to talk to you further.
Well, thank you, Dr. Pam, for joining us. We got to go to a break. We'll see you on the other side.